What's going on, peoples? It's your boy, Professor Q St. Lana, back in the building. And today's subject is going to be about relationships again. I have to keep doing this because relationships is something that every man, every woman jumps into with no counseling, no teaching, no reading, no studying, no looking into, no investigating, nothing. Only thing we doing is just getting caught in our feelings and caught in the moment and jumping into relationships. And then some of us are in relationships that we didn't even ask for, as far as like with relatives, you know what I'm saying, parents, friends. I mean, relationship is a relationship. But do you know how to be in one? And that right there varies. Do you know how to keep one? You know how to fix one? How to strengthen relationships? Do you know how to guide? Do you know how to help? Do you know how to be helped? I mean, there's so many various questions and ways and things of that nature. So my question is this: why do most people jump into relationships? Now that is a massive question. Massive. I mean, so many people are in relationships for so many different reasons, but I'm gonna try to just throw out a few that I can think of, and it always go back to self. Like when you are getting into a relationship, it can be like not because you're mentally and spiritually ready. You just you it could just be some it could be the spur of the moment. Somebody look a certain way or act a certain way or made you feel a certain way, and then you start talking to that person, and there you go. uh but I'm gonna say this: everybody that's listening to this, every relationship, and not the relatives and friends relationship, but like relationship, like being together relationship. Think about when you first got into it. Why did you do it? If you can analyze that and think about why did you jump into a relationship? Was you lonely? Um, was you trying to impress somebody? Or were you trying to? What point was you trying to prove to them, or as well to yourself? You understand that was a reason, that was a purpose. If you think about that, it'll kind of help guide you as far as if you had got a good or bad result. It'll guide you in trying to make uh, a better decision next go round, good or bad. If you're either trying to continue that to get better, or if it didn't turn out well, you'll know how to help yourself from doing those uh, actions and things again, those ways, patterns again. But also, do you know how to like to strengthen a relationship? You know what I mean? Because everybody have those, but do they have good ones? You can learn from good and bad, but the ones that are important, do you try to strengthen those relationships and build stronger trust, understanding, what I'm saying, a closer bond. Uh, I mean, relationship really that's one thing I know for a fact that every man, woman, child needs to like strengthen themselves and better understand themselves when it comes to relationships. Every single one of us. It is you constantly have to work at it. It's nothing but work. I mean, it could be fun work. It could be, not so fun work. It can be depressing. It can be hurting. It can be all kinds of ways. But the way that you take a relationship, the actions you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. And I'm saying that to say like uh, fiancés and marriage and boyfriend girlfriend. What that the moment that you decide to get into a relationship with somebody, you know that is constant work. Like if that person is getting along with you, and then you might have to work at them getting along with your family if you're close to your family, or you have to teach them and guide them how to get along with your children or your siblings. I mean, you got to teach them about yourself. You got to learn about them. You got to know what to do, how to figure out their ways, how to adjust, what's the pros and the cons. And that's a good thing too. You got to think about this when you start talking to someone, and in the beginning it may be all good, but as you move on, you gotta understand, like, some people start to change, because in the beginning everybody give you a mask. You sweet, kind, you got the you know it's anyway, when you in a relationship and the person start to change, or the person start to do things and you start to lack or lax, you have to learn how to keep it going, um how to build, saying, like, how you get upset at somebody and you want to cut it off. Think about the pros and cons, even though that's it sounds simple, but you gotta understand, like, you gotta balance the pros and cons, and which one outweigh which one. Which one outweighs who. The good outweigh the bad. And if the good outweigh the bad, then stick with that person, work it out with that person, because know this, you ain't perfect either. And I hate using that. I hate saying perfect. Like, I am perfect. God made me. You know what I mean? So I'm made exactly how God wanted me to be. You know what I mean? That's you can get mad at me, whatever. But get mad at God. God made me. And God is perfect. So God made everything, and he said it was good. He didn't say you wasn't good. You know what I mean? Good or bad, God said it was good. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, learn how to, work out, work with your significant other, work with your fiance, work with your wife or your husband. You got to learn how to work with them. What do we both bring to the table to help each other? You know what I mean? What can I live without? What I can't live without? You know what I mean? And see, my thing is just to help people understand themselves, to grow in their relationships. Because I don't like to see people depart, especially when people been together, 5, 6 years, I'm saying 10, 12 years, 20 years, and then they talking about they were going to get a divorce. Like, we going to give each other that many years, and now we're going to call it quits? And there wasn't nothing that we can think of to salvage, you know, like, keep our relationship going? Nothing? Out of 20 years, there wasn't nothing? Hey, and I'm just on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? They may have a doggone good reason, but I'm gonna say this: for the ones that can and the ones that will do all the work that it takes to keep their relationship going, those are the ones I'm speaking to. It's something about longevity that when you got a friend, they've been with you through thick and thin, you value that. That's more than wealth. I mean, that is a part of wealth. You know what I'm saying? Same way, if you've been with your husband or wife, y'all been together, 10, 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so valuable. It's so valuable. You got to think about somebody that's been married for like 40, 50 years plus. Everybody goes to them. Like, everybody goes. That's how valuable that is. That everybody goes to them, want to learn and ask questions and want to be around and want to soak that up. Everybody look at that in awe, like, man, 50 years, my goodness. Black, white, what I'm saying, Asian, doesn't matter. I don't care what culture they from. When they've been together for years, everybody value it. So, spend time with yourself. Understand you. You know what I'm saying? Understand you the best way that you can every single day. Don't put you second. Understand you, because you're going to be great turf for someone who's going to value you, because you put that out there. You put value in yourself, you're going to get value back. And the more that you do that for yourself, the more you're going to do that for someone. So it's always a win-win situation. Never look at me focusing on myself as me being selfish, or me being negligent to my significant other. That is not true. You know what I mean? You are learning about yourself, and you bettering yourself, so you're going to better someone. The better that you are at bettering yourself, if bettering is a word. But I got a few more things I want to speak on, and I want to get off. I mean, relationship is really something that I value when it comes to family and my wife, and just even friends. That's something I value, and I might not be hitting uh, uh, a certain chord for someone or hitting a certain point, but I tell you this: if you leave a comment on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, on my little YouTube little page or something, and just ask me a question, I'll make sure I put that in my next one, because I'm all about helping somebody. I do it all day, every day, with various people that I don't even know. I mean, and they always letting me know that some things that I'm saying is effective in helping them and things of nature. So believe me, that's my intention for this. All right. So anything to get you through, over a hump, help you out as far as, like, when somebody has, don't get me wrong now, somebody that's been, infidelity is something that's a long walk back. Whew, that's a long walk back. So if the person decide to continue to be with you, consider that the biggest blessing in your life, and do everything that it takes to